So, welcome back to Lock and Reload Unloaded. So, I'm sitting with my good friend Weaponeer. So, we were talking this morning. I originally wasn't going to shoot a segment on this because I've already shot a segment. So, I decided, I'll shoot a segment on it. OUTBREAK OMEGA 4. And this is basically our thoughts on it. Again, I know I have another video on that, but again, I just wanted Weaponeer's thought processes on it, and I do have a couple new ideas on it. And before we get into my ideas, I'm going to hand over the stick to Weaponeer. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, it could have been run quite a bit smoother. I realized that it was at a new location, but I think they should have scouted out the location and had a lot more input as to what the setups were going to be rather than each course being basically the same thing where they go ahead and either have plates to shoot at or zombie targets to shoot at. There was no moving around, nothing really entertaining. It was a good time because you get to see a lot of other people out there, you chat with other people, but each one of the courses were basically the same. So you sat in line to do the same thing over and over and over again.
Right. And my thoughts were that, go fast and shoot smart in my other video, we stated if we wanted to do that much static shooting, I could have just stayed home.
Yeah.
Some of my ideas, and if DPMS happens to watch this, which I hope Sean at DPMS does, because I told him to. Personally, they have a lot of. We were shooting out at Allman's shooting range in Morristown, Minnesota, and they have well over 30-some acres.
Yeah.
Well over 30-some acres. Well, my thoughts were is they've got a couple different areas where they're nothing but anywhere from 50 to 200-yard trails that you're walking through. And my thought was is not necessarily a run and gun by any means, because, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of idiots out there that shouldn't be allowed with guns, but they get them anyway. My thoughts are on that, if you have a walkthrough course, you've got a lane, and basically you rope off each side and you have a lane, so you're walking down, and all of a sudden you've got interactive steel targets that are zombies that pop up, and then you can go ahead and double tap, shoot that one's down, you keep walking, and all of a sudden another one jumps up, double tap, and just keep walking. Or you could run it like a run and gun course too. And then at the end of the course, then all of a sudden you have 5 to 20 of those reactive targets that pop up, and then you and your team that have walked this course just lay down suppressive fire and take out the zombies. That was kind of my thought on that. I completely pulled that idea completely out of the air on the way home, and yeah, it is what it is. So
they have a lot of interactive targets that are available. If you can look online, and there's targets you can purchase, but there's also a lot of targets you can copy, and they're basically it's a wood target, and it's more interactive by you having a wood frame, and in the center, right where the head is, you have a steel plate. And if you hit the steel plate, it releases a latch, and another target swings in front.
right.
So you have to kill one target in order to hit the other one, but the other one's kind of a surprise all the time. So you basically kill your zombie, and all of a sudden out pops another one that you have to kill really quick. Or it could be rather than a zombie, it could be a person. And if you shoot the person,
Right. And Weaponeer left a comment on my OUTBREAK OMEGA 4, which I thought was a really cool comment. If you've watched Weaponeer's channel and my channel, we have our camp and shoot, and that's actually where we're on location. We're actually at the camp and shoot now, so the next time we do this, by the way, we're probably going to be doing it sometime in September. We haven't set a date on it, so when we do, we'll let you know, and hopefully some of you guys will show up this time. Anyways, my definite thoughts on Weaponeer's comment, he made a comment on that video. We had a better single event run and gun at our last camp and shoot, which I totally agree. Again, if I wanted to static shoot, I have a range 17 miles. For me, going to Minnesota was a 6-hour drive there and a 6-hour drive back, so a grand total of 12 hours. So for me, just go 12 hours away to go static shoot, it's kind of a waste of time and gasoline. My I'm not going to get into the raffle. They were raffling away a lot of good stuff, but they did not deter. They couldn't determine people between the VIZs, or the very important zombie slayer, and the regular populace, the day trippers, and that kind of irritated me a little bit.
Between the $100 payers and what, 25?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think since they had so much more $25 ones, that when it comes to giving out the prizes, I think the majority of them went to just the $25.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, and it really bugged me too, because you can tell the difference between a VIZ and a $25. Us people had green wristbands that said Outbreak Omega for VIZ. So it's not like they couldn't tell, because they're flipping bright green and on your wrist. So, I don't know. These are my thoughts, and my hopefully Sean or DPMS can take this in good context, and hopefully they can implement it next year. But if people at DPMS happen to watch this, check out, just check out a bunch of run and gun videos on YouTube. There are a lot of them. Check out our single event. Weaponeer's got his on his. Weaponeer's got his video on his channel of that. We plan to have more. Check out Lock and Reload, and because I got a couple run and gun videos on there, not just with Weaponeer, but I got a couple of them on there with a couple other people too. So check that out. Maybe you can spark an idea, because you got to keep in mind when I come up with a run and gun myself, and even with Weaponeer, I literally pulled those courses out of nowhere. And if I can pull a course out of nowhere and have a fairly decent course, and the only reason I know it's a fairly decent course is because Weaponeer has a lot of hits, a lot of views on that specific video.
Yeah.
And that course was literally pulled out of nowhere.
Last minute.
With the resources I had at hand, it is what it is. So, any last thoughts?
Well, we didn't even have targets to go ahead and shoot at. We had nothing but pieces of cardboard that we kind of drew a person on. You drew a person on. And
I'm
I wouldn't
artistically
claim.
challenged.
Yeah. I've seen caveman drawings that were a little bit closer.
So I stick to guns.
Yeah, it was good enough. But considering that we went ahead and we got to the range, we didn't have any targets. We didn't have anything really except ammunition and the will to go shooting. So it was kind of last minute. We had the cardboard already at the range, so we used that. We didn't even have a way of holding the cardboard up, so we just kind of A-framed it.
Improvised targets.
So
I don't. If you've paid attention to Weaponeers in my channel, we're a huge fan of improvising, because again, a lot of our, especially, and Weaponeer's probably done it probably a lot of his life, but especially with these camping shoots, we don't know one day from the next when we do these shoots on what exactly we're going to do. I know this current camping shoot we're going to be doing a World War II. Hopefully we have some other people that show up. Hopefully Wisconsin Eric does show up.
yep.
But other than that, these courses, if we can pull them out of the air, Outbreak Omega has more than ample time to come up with courses. And I definitely understand the fact that, yes, it's a new range. They needed to get the lay of the land, and I definitely understand that. But you also had well over a year to under a year to figure this stuff out. And if I can do it in 15 to 45 minutes, you can do it, in a year. And you could probably come up with a better one. And what my suggestion to Outbreak Omega is getting a lot of from Zombie Industries. So check out Zombie Industries. I know I got a video on that. Check out the video on Zombie Industries with Kira. And no, they have interactive bleeding zombie targets. They're 3D targets. You shoot them, they bleed. So if Outbreak could incorporate those, I know they're a little on the expensive side. They're what, 79.
They retail for $89. You can get them for $79 or less, depending on where you shop. But if you're going to go ahead and do a bulk order, I'm sure that the price would drop down considerably.
And you can get their blemished ones for what, $59.99, $49.99,
something like
that. Yeah, so check out Zombie Industries. I'll try to adaptate that on the bottom of the channel. And in fact, our next month's camp and shoot, we're actually going to try one of those out. So stay tuned for September's camp and shoot.
They will also be developed. Well, number one, when you take a look at their new bleeding zombies, they have bleeding terrorist zombies and different people, and they got one that's not a zombie at all. It's just a torso target, but it still bleeds. But the target itself comes in a cardboard box that also has a cardboard. Uh, they call it a sight-in target, but it can be used as another zombie target. And the future products are going to be some of the less PC, like their bleeding panda. They'll have a panda there, and so you can go ahead and shoot the panda, and the panda bleeds, and anything else that's like they probably have like a condor or something like that that you go ahead and shoot.
They like to come up with things that are politically incorrect.
Yeah.
Which I'm cool with. Zombie Industries has a great amount of stuff on all their disclaimers because there are some ranges that do not allow them. I know one of my former ranges I went to actually did not allow any form of silhouette. They don't care if it's just the torso.
Yeah.
But they don't allow it, so therefore that's why I go to Shiocton, and I'll try to get a video on tour of Shiocton for you Wisconsin subscribers, because sometimes in Wisconsin it's hard to find a good range that you can pretty much do what you want. So
especially a long range.
Yep, in long range. But Shiocton, I haven't put this up. I don't know if I'm going to, but I did do some shooting last weekend up to 500 yards. So they do have a 500-yard lane, so that's cool in my book. And anything else you got to add?
No, I'm pretty much done there.
Outstanding. Well, this is Lock and Reload. This is Lock and Reload's Unloaded. And as always,